Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and otakus all around! I'm Joey from OtakuVerse, and welcome. As always, I have my guests, Nineth,
Hi guys.
Brittany,
I'm kind of a big deal.
kind of, and Sean,
I love sake.
and Ryan. Oh, wait. Ryan is not here today, I apologize. Except I'm not really sorry, he's a dick and doesn't show up to anything. Anyways.
Yeah, Ryan, what are you doing?
Anyways, as
be
always,
nicer.
we'll start this out by talking about the kinds of shows we've been watching lately. Nineth, what have you been up to lately? What kind of shows have you been watching?
Yeah, haven't really been watching that much. I finished Diabolic Lovers.
I'm sorry.
I mean, come on. I started Hunter x Hunter, which has been a very pleasant thing.
I know,
to start.
honestly, I'm gonna get back on Hunter x Hunter at some point because, I expected to go into it hating it because it was like, oh boy, another super long shonen series. No, it's got a lot going for it.
Yeah, I really like it.
Is there any filler in it?
Actually, not entirely. It's a very straightforward show.
Because I started watching Bleach again, and that shit. There was like a filler after every other episode, and like the part
Bleach
I was
just
stupid.
Bleach has just got too much filler and too much convoluted plot, so...
Yeah, it's like crap. Okay, anyway, back to Nana, sorry.
Thanks for the input, Sean. I really enjoy watching Hunter x Hunter. Then I've been watching Naki no Asukara.
Uh-huh, and how's that treating you?
It's not really my typical genre. I don't like romance. I don't like harems. But Nagi no Asukara has been very, very pleasing to watch as well.
That's good.
Mm?
Glad to know you're enjoying something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, then I also watch Ergo Proxy.
How is it? I've been wanting to watch that for a while.
Yeah, I really, really liked it a lot. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
I really like the art style of it.
Yeah, I like the main character. She's a really badass.
Yeah,
and
she is.
Yeah, and the genre is just really great. And the end has a conclusion, which I think a lot of psychological lack of. But
I think
Proxy does it very, very, very well.
Nineth, I think I told you this, but I don't know if I told Joey or Brittany. But my viewing experience of Ergo Proxy was kind of ruined because Funimation put the discs in backwards. So
You said that.
I watched the last disc first, which was like the last 4 episodes, and I got through 2 of them, and I was like, I don't understand what the hell's going on at all. And then I looked at the disc, and I was like, this is the last disc. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Right?
But you still liked it, right? When you
No, it was good. It was good.
It's a very existential and pretentious anime,
It is.
but I think it does it very well.
That's good. Now, what about you, Brittany? What have you been watching lately?
Oh God. Okay. Well, I've been watching Samurai Flamenco. I thought I was gonna drop it, but then I went back and started watching it again from the beginning.
People tell me that the cycle of that show is it's good, it starts to suck, it gets really good, then it sucks again.
I fucking love it. It's going.
I had to
It's
drop it.
literally blowing my mind. It's going he's speaking to. No, I can't even spoil. Shit. Oh, let's just say it's really freaking smart what they're doing. At first, I thought, what the hell's with all this Sentai bullshit? But then, I don't know. Now that I'm looking back on it and what the last 2 episodes or so have to offer for the series, however many episodes I've got left, I don't know. I'm just hanging on the edge of my seat.
What episode are you on?
More. I just finished episode 19. I'm just really excited. And I'm also watching Nisekoi.
Yeah, I like to hear that.
Best anime of the season.
I agree.
Nah.
Sugumi is great. I don't know what it is about her, but she's great.
Onodera.
Oh, I'm on the SS
Onodera.
Onodera, but
SS
still, I like
Onodera.
me some
Onodera.
Sugumi. I don't know why, I just have a thing for the tomboy female characters.
She literally head smashed her way through the 4th wall. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she did.
My only problem is that I feel like it's starting to become like a harem.
That's
And-
kind of what It sort
Oh,
of
it
is.
is.
But at first, it was just like a love triangle, which was I was
Isn't
cool
that
with
like
that.
kind of what harems are, except not really a triangle? It's more like a polygon of
So,
some
yeah,
sort.
but like a love triangle is a little
Doggy.
different than straight on harem. I mean, you have but whatever. Well,
Yeah,
it's,
doggy's
it's,
different.
I still like it. I love the art style. It's Shaft.
Shaft, dude.
Alright.
All right.
I don't
now,
really like Nisekoi, to be honest.
to each their own, but you're wrong, and I don't like you.
Yeah, said that before,
Zing!
but to be honest, I don't really like romance anime, so it's understandable that I don't like Nisekoi, since it's basically what it's about.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to call it a romance anime.
Well, harem romance is not the same.
It kind of is a romance.
I mean, in a way, kind of.
I'll
but-
take this side on that one.
Alrighty, Sean.
Mhm,
What about
thanks,
you? What
yeah.
have you been watching?
I'm rewatching. I rewatched Sora no Toshimono, just because friends wanted to watch it with me, and yeah, I still love it just as much as I used to.
Never heard of it.
Heaven's Lost Property.
Oh shit! Yeah, that. Okay. Sorry, I only knew that name.
It's like one of the few ecchis that are like good.
I have a good friend from community college who just told me I absolutely need to see it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? You
No.
definitely should check it out. But as long as you can deal with the whole ecchi thing. But
I
it's
can
really,
deal with that
they do it
perfectly
right. They
fine.
do it right for somehow.
Anything else you've been watching though?
I've been watching Ora Shorta, or I finished that one. Finished Ora Shorta, which was really good. It's a harem, but it's like it's done maturely, and there's like no
A
ecchi-
mature
there's not-
harem.
Yeah, and there's a conclusion, which was another good thing that I really enjoyed about it. Harem, where he actually chooses a girl, which was sweet. And then I was watching airing anime, a whole
gotcha.
bunch of shit. So
Like Planet.
It's not
The
airing.
conclusion. No, I was talking about what the
no,
conclusion.
that's true. Yeah, I was kind of a harem, and that had a conclusion. Yeah, that was
Kind of. I guess you're right, but
but that I don't know. I would kind of say that was more like a romance. I mean,
yeah.
it was still harem though. It could be.
But let me ask: isn't romance and harem the same? The only difference is that romance is between two people, and harem is like a multiple choice kind of.
This is the best way I've ever heard it.
See, in romance, there's slim pickings. In harem, you get to choose the cream of the crop.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
I would say harems are more, to me at least, are more less focused on the romance and like more on like just having these girls in your face and boobies everywhere. And,
Yeah, that's what I see. When I think of harems, I think of shows like, Love Hina.
Sekirei or We Without Wings. I'm trying to think of ones I saw recently.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only harems I've seen, I've only seen reversed harems, except Planet.
Oh,
And I've seen that-
harems. It's strange.
Yeah, it is strange, but I also did rate it like a ones and fours. I watched Diabolic Lovers, Brothers Conflict, and Utano Prince Summer. Which
You
are all very
watched
bad.
Wife Beaters seriously?
Yeah, I finished it. Fucking hell. They tried so hard to make a plot the last 3 episodes. I was just laughing my ass off.
Listen, if they try to make plot out of the last 3 episodes, that's guaranteed disaster.
Medaka
Yeah,
box.
it was.
I was
it
gonna
was
say
Diabolic
Darker Than
Lovers.
Black.
It was Diabolic Lovers. It's a 15 minutes per episode, 13 episode long anime with a recap in the middle that
Oh
tried
my.
to have a plot. 3 episodes before it finished.
That's terrible.
I can tell you, it was horrible. It was so horrible.
I remember when I was a month or so ago, I was browsing Hummingbird's forums, and they were having votes from the community, like best anime is best characters, whatever, and worst anime of the year was Diabolic Lovers.
Yeah, it won as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really bad.
Yeah.
And I only gotten around to finish it. I mean, it's only 15 minutes per episode, 13 episodes or something. But I've
I
only
missed the rest
just.
of the Wife Beaters discussion.
Oh,
Oh well. Anyways.
I had
That-
to, socialize with my family for 2 seconds. Sorry.
that
Lame.
sucks, really.
Anyways. Yeah. I guess I'll go ahead and talk about what animes I've been watching lately.
I
as
don't want to
well.
hear what
you
anime
should
you
do
watch,
that.
Joey. God damn it.
Oh my.
You've
I'm
been
kidding.
watching a lot, huh?
I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, I've been watching a couple things that have been airing, most notably Nisekoi and Chunibyo. I agree that Nisekoi is anime of the season. I also started Tonari no Seiki-kun just because I was bored at work and didn't have enough
It's
time
so
to watch an
funny.
actual anime. And yes,
so
I agree,
funny.
it's hilarious. It's got nice little quirks in each episode that are just like charming.
And that's what does it for me. Like each plot is like self-contained, and so it's it being a short, it's okay. Like it's okay to have it like that.
Yeah, and it's what shorts should be. They should be they focused on one thing, not trying to make an actual plot out of it.
Well.
Like pupa.
No, that's garbage. Anyways, I've also been
No,
watching
Joey,
what?
Pupa is the best anime of the season. I mean, incest, gore. How can you not fucking like that? How can you
simply
not?
because I'm a normal human being. Anyways,
Did you not
wow.
see the Oni-chan episode? Like, come on, seriously.
the only Chan episode.
The Oni-chan episode.
Pretty sure that's the entirety of Pupa, though. But
No, you know what episode I'm talking about, right?
no, I stopped watching it after
Episode
episode
6,
4.
episode 6, right?
Wait, there's
My dad
episode-
came in.
Oh
my
my
dad
God,
came
which
in
dad?
while I watched that.
Where's
It was
Ed-
so embarrassing. It's like, yeah, this is not what anime is, Dad.
All right, Joey. This episode, right? It starts off, the brother's on the bed, and the sister is on top of him, chewing on him.
Oh
And-
my.
It goes like that for 3 minutes. Wow, the whole time the sister is moaning. Chan over and over again for 3. That's the whole episode.
Yep.
That's terrible.
That would
My-
be the Oni-chan episode of Pupa.
Sean, my dad
I'm
came
glad I
in
dropped
while I
it.
watched that. While I watched it, I was like, no, Dad, that's not what anime is. It was so embarrassing.
Anyways, I also started watching Katana Gatari.
Mm.
And
Oh, I've been waiting to watch
so
that.
far,
Is
I
that
can
good?
say it's a very interesting concept.
What episode are you on?
I just finished the 5th one.
Oh, okay. It's really good. It's by the same.
I know it's based on the light novels by the same guy that did Monogatari, and it's
Yeah.
cool to see a studio besides Shaft actually make something out of that.
Mhm.
I love the art style, and I love the music. It's just such a neat show.
My favorite part of the series. I'm not gonna say anything about it, but it was the conclusion of the series. It was really good.
Everyone I know, or people who have seen it, have told me that the conclusion is really good, and I anticipate it.
So awesome. You won't be let down. I promise.
Good. And one other thing I do think I need to mention that I've been watching finally in the year 2014. I finally sat down and watched Clanad and After Story.
Dun dun dun.
How did it take you so long?
I know, it took me forever to actually decide, you know what, I'm going to sit down and watch this. And here's what I have to say. Clanad was good. It had its moments that were really nice. And it ended with the obvious person they were pushing to be best girl. And then After Story is an emotional roller coaster.
Mm.
Like, once it starts, it does not fucking stop.
You mean it's an emotional roller coaster downhill,
Oh
going
my
faster
God.
every time?
It gets faster, my heart starts racing more.
But what did you think of the ending without spoiling it?
The
Because
ending-
I
I
was
don't
kind
know.
of pissed off.
It's kind of,
Yep,
the thing
I
is, they
agree.
kind of pull it, like, oh, we're gonna magically make everything,
Without spoiling it.
Cop out.
we're gonna, yeah, it's copped out. I mean, I'm kind of happy to see a kind of happy ending to it, but how they could have done it could have been a lot better. Because it just feels
Yeah,
like they took 5 minutes to make something magic happen.
It made me feel like every emotion that I went through while watching the whole series
Was
from the
tasted
beginning of
right?
Clannad to the last episode. Everything I watched throughout the both series was for nothing,
Oh my.
and it pissed me off because it basically was.
Yeah, I felt that as well. I was like, to be completely honest, I was sobbing at the end of is it 16 something?
Episode 18 is what did it for me. That, like, there were sad moments throughout the entire thing, but that one just hit me like a fucking truck.
Wait, which episode?
Episode 18.
Was
I'm
that
not
the-
excited.
It's the one with Ushio in the, like, field looking for her toy. Like, everything that happens in that episode just, like...
Yeah. Okay.
Other ones made me
That's the
tear
sa-
up. This
that's
one
the
made me
same
full
episode
out
I'm talking
cry
about.
because it was really touching.
That scene.
Yeah, that's
Eat
one
it.
of the only animes that actually made me cry. So it also had a really big impact on me, and that's why I was so angry at the ending. Because like, I actually cried at this anime, shed legitimate tears, and then you do this shit to me.
And I mean, like I said,
That is
it's kind of
not fair.
sucks how they did it, but at the same time, when they're showing like the montage at the very end of everyone, it's kind of a joyous thing to see. Like, you feel happy like to see everything okay, but it's just how they did it was terrible. Otherwise, yeah, that's an emotional roller coaster, and it's really interesting. I think it's something worth mentioning, like talking about, is just how something as simple as an anime can just do that to you. Like,
Yeah.
it takes an approach that's so like developed with characters and gets you so invested. So like, when something happens, you just feel it. Like, the emotions just come pouring out. And Planet After Story is a great example of one that does it in like a very sad way.
Well,
Like,
I think you made a good point. You mentioned like the characters, and I feel like all the series that I've seen that had an emotional impact had very strong character development, and like Kana did, and I feel like that gets me emotionally invested in a series.
yeah,
Yeah.
the development is really what helps make it, because the characters become much more relatable and much more respectable. Because if you have there are moments where you think could be sad, like if a character dies or something, but they're very unexplored and they don't change very much, so it's hard to
Like Angel Beats.
it's hard to get attached to them.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I feel with Angel Beats. Like, a lot of people rate it on the top 5 of saddest anime. But I just can't do that because I did not get that emotional invested in the characters while watching the show.
Yeah,
I did, but I wouldn't say it's one of the saddest.
No.
and that's another thing about sadness though, is like even if a show has is not generally a sad thing, there are times where character development or just like for characters really just brings out sadness in a, like if something happens. Like, I think a perfect example is Full Metal Alchemist. There is one particular moment in that series that just
There's a whole
emotionally,
bunch in that series.
Yo.
You kidding me?
but early on,
Edward.
I mean, no.
Oh no.
Okay, before we go any further into this, anybody who is worried about spoilers of any anime of any kind, please get the hell out of here, because there's probably going to be spoilers,
Get
and I'm
out.
going to start by saying this, alright? What happens to Maze Hughes in fucking Full Metal Alchemist,
Oh my god.
that is an example of how you take a moment and just make it completely heart-wrenching.
Why are you putting Daddy in the ground? Mommy, he's not gonna be able to play with me. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, and that's,
I'm go-
like I
I
said,
just
the
thought-
example, like, even if Mace Hughes wasn't necessarily the developed character, you grew an attachment to him because he's a character that's relatable. Like, he felt very human. Like, and very likable.
Box set, and I'm going to show it to my cousin. He's only 13, and I'm not sure if I really should, because that's Fullmetal Alchemist has really sad moments in it.
It does,
No?
but I don't think it's going to be emotionally tormenting for him.
No, I know, but still, like, he doesn't talk to his dad, so
I gotcha.
You know what's it's funny about Brotherhood?
What?
Most, at least for me, most of the sad moments in the series have to do with Mace Hughes.
Most of them, like, how many are you referring to?
yeah, I'm thinking the same.
Okay, well, I can only think of 3. Okay, it's not
That's
3
fine, go ahead and
sad
mention them,
moments I can
because they're
think of.
important.
But out of 3 of them, there's 2 that I can think of with Mace Hughes. The second one is near the end of the series when Colonel Mustang finally learns who killed Mace Hughes, and he's like getting like all torn up, and he's like using his fire and killing the fucking Envy and whatever. And it was that whole scene was just so emotional,
Yeah, I
at
gotcha.
least for me. But yeah,
I
guess-
think the worst part of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood was the scene with the what's it called? The half dog, half human thing.
Oh god, yeah, that's
Chimera?
also pretty rough.
Yeah,
Chimera.
Chimera, like-
yeah, Chimera. Yeah, where it's like Edward and Alphonse has like interacted with this girl beforehand, and then they
Yes.
come to the house, and it's like this dog with long hair is just sitting there. Edward. Like, I'm just
know
like, oh my god, my heart.
You know what's weird about that? I saw a picture on Facebook before. Someone actually took their dog and put a
Yeah, I saw
long-haired
that. I
wig
saw
on
that.
it, and
I
it
saw
said
that as
Edward.
well.
It was so creepy.
was cruel. What?
It was
was
No,
wonderful.
I sort of I found a picture that's really cruel involving that. And it's a picture of the girl hugging the dog, and it's like she and her pet dog are best friends. They're practically inseparable.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that's just a great example because, like, it's again one of those moments that, like, even if the story itself isn't sad, it's a thing that can help invest your attention. Like, it helps add to the like elements of like the series or whatever.
But I want to say, talking about how anime impacted you in a sad way, I would really like to compare Usagi Drop as something that really impacted me in a happy way.
Go ahead and tell me about it.
Have any of you seen Usagi Drop?
No, I haven't, but go ahead and talk about it anyways.
Well, Usagi Drop is about a girl who loses her dad, and then she gets to be a part of this family. She's
Her uncle, isn't it? Isn't it?
yeah. Her dad had an affair with a cleaning lady or something like that, while he was old and had grown-up kids. And when he dies, his son takes care of her.
Actually, no, that'd be his sister, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, but she calls him uncle. I think so.
Or was it his grandfather? Was it his grandfather? It was his grandfather. Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, it was his grandfather. It was her. It was
Her father
yeah.
and his mom.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
His mom was yeah.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
actually his aunt. She's actually his aunt, and she's younger.
Yeah, that's how it
You guys
is.
keep talking about that. I'll be right back in 1 second.
Alright, yeah, but Usagi Drop is a really, like, feel-good anime
It is.
about how I was sick when I watched it, and I was like, I want something light to watch. And
Like I said, it
Usagi
would
Drop-
literally be 1 second. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I was sick while I watched Usagi Drop, and I really just wanted something light to watch, and I watched it in, like, 2 days' time. And it just made me feel so good to see this man who's, like, living alone, like, bachelor guy, who comes in and takes care of this vulnerable little fragile girl.
And he has
then-
no idea what he's doing at all.
Yeah, no idea at all. And then he just, because of a good heart, takes her in and takes care of her. And that really, really messed with my heart a lot.
It was one of the cutest anime I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I accept 3 kids in anime. Rin, Ushio, and Akira from Nakio no Asakara.
Oh god, Rin and Ushio would make the best children ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
They would. They were
That's-
fucking adorable.
Yeah, that's like 3 kids I accept in anime. Otherwise, I don't really into all this kid stuff.
Oh, you can have the Nagi no Asakura ones. I'll take the other 2.
No, I will not agree on that.
Alrighty, now, Brittany, I haven't heard much from you, so do you have anything
No,
you'd like to add?
I would like to say, I know that this doesn't really count because I haven't watched the anime for the series yet, but I just read the first 2 volumes of this manga called Saikano, The Planet's Last Love Song. Holy shit, it's depressing. It's basically the government makes this one girl into their ultimate weapon, and the more times she goes off to war, the stronger she becomes, and also the more of her humanity she loses.
That sounds
And
deep.
there's this one guy who
Yes.
loves her, and like he's trying to hold on to like the last shreds of humanity he's got left, and I'm just watching this thinking like, oh, there's so much shit that could go wrong with this, but at the same time you want them to be happy, and it's just I don't know how many volumes there actually are in this manga, but I know that it's also an anime.
It is.
I'm
Real
gonna go and
talk,
fucking
just
watch
based
that
on
shit.
that, I'm kind of interested in it, because that sounds like a really deep thing.
Yeah, it looks really good. I actually have it. I just haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
It's really looks interesting.
You know what's interesting though about how you get an emotional series, like you get moments that are like totally like sad or whatever, or make you experience feels, is when they do it. Is when they do it in a way in a series or a moment where you didn't expect it to show up. Like you'll watch a show and then it'll have this suddenly emotional impact on something. You're like, wow, I didn't expect this to be in this anime at all. Like, one example that I remember watching was when I started watching the original season of Chunibyo. Like, I didn't expect it to be anything more than a shitty like slice of life anime. And like halfway through the series, it starts getting like really like emotionally heavy because of like things that happen. Like the characters themselves, or the main character and stuff, like the focus of it is people who are very delusional. And you think, oh, it's just because they're like retarded or something. No, like they actually attach some emotional reasoning to it. Like the main reason with the character Rika is because of like family issues and her father, and like it's like you don't expect something like that to show up in a show like that.
I got another perfect example.
Go ahead and throw it at me, buddy.
Gurren Lagann.
I don't agree.
I don't know if I don't know. It seems like
Really?
I
Episode 7.
I'm thinking of episode 8.
Don't you mean 8?
I watched
The thing is that's less of like an emotional themes in just one moment that you're not that you kind of expect, but it still hurts when it happens.
Well, I thought
Yeah.
that's what you meant. Something, an anime that had an emotional point in it where you did
I'm not talking about
expect to have
emotional points. I'm talking like it kind of just throws it out of nowhere, and it's a component of the anime all of a
it.
sudden.
Okay,
In a way, though, you're right there
it
because
was thrown out
of
of nowhere,
what
and
happens.
it was a key point.
Yeah, it's a
Guys?
very relevant point. Yeah, what's up?
I'm going to make you hate me now.
Go ahead.
Oh shit!
Go ahead. I'm
Go.
gonna hate you
More than I
real
already
hard.
do?
Yeah, well, more than you already do, yeah.
I'm kidding.
Because I watched 8 episodes of Gurren Lagann like 2 months ago,
Yeah.
and I've had to drop it because I think it's boring.
Whoa.
I think Gurren Lagann
How
is
does
boring
anyone
and
think
it's
Gurren Lagann is
overrated.
boring? I understand
Yeah,
if it's not your cup of tea. I understand if it's too ridiculous. But I have never heard anyone describe Gurren Lagann as boring.
Yeah, but that's what I think. I think that it's very, very boring. I think I fell asleep during episode 8.
Groundbreaking statements
I
are
think
being
it
made on OtakuVerse today.
I can see that episode 8 was sad. I was spoiled beforehand, so I knew it would happen.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
But
can
so
see-
I knew it would be in episode 8 as well. So that might have ruined the experience for me.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's as good as people are saying it is, to be quite frank.
To be fair, at least for me, I found the second half of the series more interesting than the first half.
Really, I found the first half way more interesting than the second half.
Really?
Because the
One
problem
of
with
my
the second half is it feels like it forces too many plot points too fast, and like the point of transformations of the Gurren Lagann just becomes pointless because it happens so frequently at that point. I like the first half because it's so unbelievably ridiculous. It's like you take everything about mech anime, strip away all the serious bullshit, and then that's what you're left with is Gurren Lagann.
So you're trying to say that the second half isn't ridiculous?
It's ridiculous, but I
It's
don't think
really
it's the better. I
ridiculous.
don't think it's the better half of Gurren Lagann.
My friend says that you have to split Gurren Lagann in 4 parts, and I think it was the first and the third part, which is the bad part, and then the third and the fourth part, which is worth watching.
The last episode of Gurren Lagann, I will say, gets ridiculous because they start throwing fucking galaxies at each other.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
saying
no
like
spoilers,
everything
I
that
will
leads
pick
up
it
to that
again.
though is kind of underwhelming.
But you kill really. There's no anime that has that sheer level of ridiculousness.
I mean, I like.
I don't know.
so
Kill la Kill's
far.
getting pretty close. Because
That-
it does
it
it at a
makes sense.
macro scale rather than it does it at a micro scale rather than a macro scale.
It makes sense though because they're both by Gynex. Well,
No, they're not. They're both by Trigger.
Trigger came from Gynex, but
I don't like Kill la Kill either, to be quite honest.
I'll be honest, I was gonna drop it originally, but it got to a point where I got really invested in it, so.
I haven't seen it yet. That's
I think I'm on episode 18, which is like 2 episodes behind or something.
Yeah, it's on
Is
like
that-
episode 21 or something right now.
Yeah, so 3 episodes behind, and I think it's really ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Like-
That's why I like it, because it's a break from serious like super serious or super emotional stuff, which we're gonna get back on to that because that's really what we're talking about. And there is no emotional shit attached to Kill the Kill. Okay, let's be real.
I have a really good example for that.
What's
I
up?
was thinking about this. Grave of Fireflies.
I haven't seen that yet.
I never cried at that.
What?
Kill me now. I haven't cried at
I don't want to kill you because that would...
Okay, you didn't have to cry, but you're gonna tell me you didn't feel anything at the end of that?
I could see the emotional trauma related to Grave of the Fireflies, but I could not see myself in the situation, so I could not relate, and I could not get the feels.
I don't have to. Well, okay, maybe it's different. I don't have to see myself in the situation to grasp the emotion attached to it. I don't know. It was just so sad. Like the brother taking care of his sister, and then the sister die. Oh God.
Watch out for spoilers, guys.
I already gave that warning, don't worry.
Yeah,
if they're
but-
still here, they should be ready to get every single anime ruined for them.
But
There's no filter when you're drinking. There's no filter.
Yes, by the way, everyone, 3 out of the 4 of us are drinking alcoholic beverages, so our honesty's a
Guess
little
which
more
one
like...
isn't drinking?
The one who is not old enough to drink. Kiddo.
Oh, burn. No, but really, Sean, I had to watch Grave of the Fireflies 2 times because I fell asleep the first time.
Did you?
I did. Like, I'm a very cynical person. Does have to be a lot to. That's not supposed to be laughed at that.
I don't know. The part.
Whoever did that.
The part that really got me was when the sister started getting sick, and then she was lying in the bed,
With the
and
fireflies.
and the brother brings her was it watermelon, or he brought her something. I think it was watermelon. He's like, here, it's for you, like eat it, and then like she like has it on like her stomach, and then like it like falls off or whatever, and she's just like lying there like lifeless. And I was like, oh my God, it's so sad.
No, it's interesting that we said, because there's a lot of points in like there are certain series that are totally not like serious or driven by emotion at all, that can have one moment that can still have an impact on you. Like, I know a lot of shonens do that. I think a good example that people tell me, I can't relate to it entirely because I wasn't affected as bad by it, is, you guys have seen Trigun, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the very, like, towards the end, when what happens to Wolfwood, like,
Unfortunately,
His
I can't make a comment. It's been so long.
yeah, he dies, and a lot of people are like, yo, that's really sad, and I can see where it comes from, because when he's doing it, there's a sense of regret, like, he has a sense of regret attached to it, everything he's done.
Yeah, he doesn't want to die.
It's really, like, that's just out of nowhere, and it worked really well when they did it. Do I think it was as sad as other people claim it to be? No, but...
I want to ask you guys a question.
What's up?
So, what anime had very big emotional impact on you that you did not expect to have at all?
Let me think about that.
Because for me, I think it might be like Steins Gate, or I don't know if you watched the movie Perfect Blue.
I haven't seen Perfect Blue. I've seen Steins Gate.
It's hard for me. I mean, I can answer like, yeah, it's not really the same. I was gonna answer something that I didn't expect to like, that I really did a lot, but that it's not the same exact.
Yeah, don't worry about that. That's another topic.
Yeah, that's not the same answer. I can't honestly, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything.
Like, I think I could say, I think I've mentioned it already. Chuni had that effect on me because of how the
first season?
Yeah, the first season just, like, I expected, again, I'll say it again, to be a generic bullshit slice of life, but, like, the themes of, like, why the delusional state of Rika exists is really, like, that was totally unexpected. Like, it gets very emotional halfway through this series, and I know it was supposed to be emotional, but I was like, nah, dude, I'm gonna be fine, this anime's so old. I did not expect Clanad After Story to make me cry as bad as it did. Like, I knew people said it was emotional, but like, no, there's no way, I'm gonna get past it.
We even wished you good luck.
Yeah,
before.
You wished me good luck, and I was like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
I told you be prepared for the second to last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, this shit gets really heavy.
And you know what pisses me off about Cloud After Story, I got spoiled for Cloud After Story.
Oh, you poor son of a bitch.
I got spoiled for the first thing that happened in After Story. I'm sure you guys can remember that. I'm trying not. I know.
Yeah.
The
how much
first
kids-
thing. Gee, there's so many things I don't even know where to begin.
But the first
No,
very
no.
emotional thing.
You
right?
know, if you watch it.
Well, I don't know
know
what you mean by that because honestly, early in the series, there was a moment that was really like, kind of heart wrenching to me.
An After Story.
Yeah, like, in the sub story involving the one girl and the gangs. The
No,
very end
the
of
main
that was
plot,
pretty rough.
The main plot. The first thing that happened with the main plot.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. That was spoiled for me. And because that was spoiled for me, I expected something else later on. So it still had an emotional impact for me, but I feel like it would have been a lot more intense if I hadn't known.
To be honest, like, I know what you're talking about, and I didn't know it was coming, but at the same time, when I was watching it, I almost expected it. It's everything that is a result of that that really, like, hit me emotionally. Not necessarily that happening.
Yeah.
Like, that was sad, don't get me wrong. I was pretty, like,
with
thrown
the
off.
show,
I was like,
right?
no, that did not just fucking happen.
I think the saddest moment in Planet After Story for me is in the train, where Usho is sitting in the bathroom.
Oh my god, don't.
Are you going to cry from
So
mentioning
how
it?
about, how about the
gonna
line?
cry.
How about the line? I forget what was Nagisa's
Yeah.
mom's name.
You
Nagisa's
can
mom.
only cry in two places, Daddy's arms and.
Yeah,
that line.
that's the thing I'm talking about. I was like sobbing, my eyes were just like full
Just
of
like
tears. and it was, like, snot
everything-
down my face.
Everything in that episode, that when she asks about her mother, and when she is upset she can't find the robot, and she says why, like because it's the first gift she got from her dad.
Yeah, it's very emotional.
Like that's the point where I just fucking lost it.
Oh.
I just thought of an answer to your question.
What's
and
up?
It's an anime that Joey's watching right now, Katana Gatari.
Don't spoil anything for me,
I won't
please.
spoil.
He will fucking kill you.
It's that anime. Not thinking it was that the ending is really intense, and I did not expect it, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Good.
If I can answer my own question, then and I'm going to probably get a lot of hate for that, and I'm going to be called a crazy fangirl.
Okay, let's get this out of the way. Everything you say, we're gonna hate you for at this point. Okay,
Yeah.
just go ahead
I have
and go.
very unpopular
Yeah,
opinions.
after that girl in the Gon statement you made.
I have unpopular opinions, alright? Frey. I'm good. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. It's a guilty pleasure of mine.
You had
Yeah.
how did that have an emotional response? I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Well, I wasn't cry. I don't cry a lot. And I definitely didn't cry at
That's
Frey.
because you're soulless.
Yeah, that's true. No, don't worry, Brit. It's true. So don't mind being called soulless at all. Call me a bitch if you want. I don't care. But Frey, I had a lot of feels there because friendships and shit. I thought it was.
You know, I've
alright.
heard
Yeah,
things
but
like
anyway.
that from other people already, so I'm not gonna judge you for it. Like there are good themes of friendship from what I've heard. And it's just interesting that these kind of things happen and that they can actually incorporate this degree of like relatability or like emotional attachment to just something as simple as animation. And like it's interesting because it really just helps and create a interesting viewing experience. Like
Yeah, definitely does.
I feel like if you took an anime and like you didn't have the emotional experience, yeah, you can have other things, you can still enjoy it, but like when you create a sense of like emotion to it, it completely alters your perspective on the series. Like
Yeah, you get biased.
like relatability, emotional attachment, character development that you can just relate with.
Nina's gonna hate me for this one. Madoka Magica.
Why am I going to hate you for that?
See, I didn't necessarily feel attachment. I just felt a sense of like grimness throughout the entirety of that show.
Yes.
So that's a different kind of experience you're feeling. I don't know.
But
It's
it's
not so
still-
much sadness as much as it is despair.
it still has an emotional response. At least for
I
me.
can see why Madoka Magica would be sad for some people, but all the cuteness and mowiness just made me very.
It's not so
distant
much the
to-
sadness as much it is the grim nature
The
of it.
the atmosphere and the tone of the series puts you in a very
The moe-ness, or like you're trying to say the cutesy patootsy look of it and the whole magical girl thing, I think is interesting because it's a completely
it's the
complete
juxtaposition
opposite of
the two.
what's going on.
Yes, yeah, the juxtaposition of the two
Yeah,
of
but
them
that's
together.
what really throw me off with Madoka Magica. Like the way that Homura and Madoka just was so, and just every other character to be honest was just so. Like everything they did was just to be cute.
I don't agree with that at all,
I
but
don't think so at all, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt. when I
don't get
watched
me
it, to be
wrong,
honest.
Dumb Magical Girls is cute as fuck, except for fucking eating girl
Sure.
Kyoko or whatever her name is.
Kyoko?
She's my least favorite. She's my least favorite Maguka.
Maguka. Maguka must protect Maguka.
No, but yeah, they are cute and stuff. But let's be fucking real. When has there been an anime that's a magical girl series that doesn't have cute characters, no matter what the themes they're portraying is?
This is true.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that many.
I mean, Maho Shoujo is
Thousand.
a shoujo series or shoujo subtype, so it's gonna be cutesy patootsy.
Oh, now you said Maho Shoujo, I come to think of Maho Senso. Have any of you seen that?
No.
Maho Senso
Yeah,
dropped.
You mean Lelouch?
Dropped.
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh, Shauna, and Saber the anime?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one.
Yes. I remember.
I think by episode 3, I was just like Harry Potter the anime.
Oh.
It's so bad. I dropped it.
That's so sad.
This episode this season for me was very disappointing as a
Yeah.
and it's sad because this is my first season watching airing anime.
It's my second,
Oh.
but
For you.
It was disappointing.
Poor Shauna.
I really like Nobunaga though.
I can't stand it. I think it's a low production, really unoriginal series.
It has its moments, but as a whole, I think it's just kind of average. I don't know.
I'm to be honest, I'm in love with the opening of
Oh my
Nobunaga.
God.
The
the
opening's
opening,
cool.
yes.
I'm not gonna
Yes.
turn that down.
It has the fucking vocalist from Crossfaith. Yes, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there is
But
one.
I really like at least 2 characters a lot in Nobunaga, and that's Jack the Ripper and Gandhi.
I don't like anybody. I'll be perfectly honest.
The
But what were you trying to say? Hold on a second, Brittany. You sound like you had something important to talk about. What were you gonna
I
say?
did. But to be honest, I completely forgot what it was.
God
damn it, Nineth!
You're not even drinking. Come on.
I'm
Hey,
not
what have
drinking.
I to do with it, Joey?
You're the
I
one who
think it
kept
was
cutting
actually
her off.
something that you said,
I'm
Ninith,
sorry.
that prompted me to remember something, but then you went on to a different topic, and so now I can't remember shit.
Nobunaga? Anything with that?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
See, I can
Speaking
do
of-
it.
Woo! Okay, so speaking of the winter season, there is one anime that I have been freaking dying to watch, but for some reason have never gotten around to it because I get the feeling it's going to save my hopes for the season.
All right, yo, go
And
ahead.
that is Zvezda plot.
I haven't seen that
I
yet, and I
wanna-
really
It's
want
pretty
to.
I seen the first 2 episodes of that.
How was it?
I think-
Is it good?
Yeah, I liked it.
Like I
It's
said, I
good.
need to get to it
A
when I
lot
have
of,
freed up
um,
space.
Lolicons watch it though because the main character is like a young girl.
I'm
But I think it's interesting so far.
Pervs.
I'm up to date with it, but once again, it's one of those plots where nothing really happens, and
Aw.
That's whatever.
I still like it. I haven't seen this week's episode, but the 2 episodes before this, they had like an interesting plot twist, which was cool, but it's really not going anywhere. But I
Alright.
mean, I still enjoy it. It's for what it is compared to the other anime of the season. It's better.
Going
but-
back though, real quick to the emotional topic though, I'm gonna say something, and I know somewhere out there, somebody's going to hate me for bringing this up. All right, if you want to talk about a character who just like has emotional like realism, I'm gonna fucking say it. Shinji Ikari from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh.
Like-
How did I guess you were gonna say
Because
that?
I said you are going to hate me for it.
No, you know what? No,
Because real talk,
I
there is
think
not
he
many
is a
characters
really
who,
good
reach,
character.
who reach the level of realism that Shinji does.
Yes.
He's
I
a
agree.
pussy, yes, but for good fucking reasons.
I totally agree with that.
Like,
and
he
I
is an
can- I can
example
take
of
the
a
hate.
character
I'll take the hate.
who truly has human emotion attached to him. And, like, imagine yourself in a situation like him.
No,
like,
not just yourself. Someone who is, but he's like 14, 15.
14, his parents are non-existent. They
Yes.
expect these kinds of things out of him. And, like, you're
He
faced
wants-
with something completely terrifying. Just
He wants
out
to
of
get
your...
acceptance from his father, and the only way he can do it is to fucking get in the
Get robot.
get in the robot, Shinji. It's the only way you can get.
And the
if
thing
he
is,
gets
when you're
lost-
watching that show, it does have it's not necessarily a sad emotional attachment, but it is still feelings of certain, like, understandability. Like, you understand what he's going through. Like, one of the best examples in Evangelion is the part where, like, one of his best friends becomes a pilot, and then his thing becomes a threat.
Yes.
And Shinji can't do it. But it turns into autopilot, and Shinji is sitting there, forced to watch his own machine rip apart the machine his best friend is in. And Evangelions are neurologically attached to you, so whatever that's happening, they're gonna feel it.
Are you talking about Neon Genesis Evangelion? Or
Yes,
the Beatles?
Evangelion.
and how you have an emotional attachment to Shinji Ikari.
Like, not attachments, but understanding.
An emotional
I
understanding.
think-
That's better words for it.
I think Neon Genesis Evangelion is overrated.
No, I know you. That's honestly, like, something that a lot of people can say, and I think I have my opinions on the series, but I'm just, again, focusing on just Shinji in terms of characters and, like, plots or whatever that you can understand.
Shinji is a little bitch,
He's a bitch, but
but
it's understandable.
relatable.
Like,
He's
understand.
that's
very
the
relatable,
emotional
and he's
connection
very
you can
realistic.
get with
He's
animes, and
very
that's an
realistic.
example of it. I don't think it's necessarily sad, it's just very, like, it makes you think a lot. In terms of, like, different types of feels, like, the feels of, you know,
One.
you've got
Kind
so
of-
much on your way. It's the feelings of, like, almost stress and pressure.
That one scene in the rebuild, the first rebuild, with
Now, I haven't seen the rebuilds yet. I want to at some point, but go ahead.
all right, Sean, have you seen it?
I've seen the first 3.
Brit?
What?
Have you
Yes.
seen the first rebuild of Evangelion?
Yes.
Okay, that one scene with Asuka in the hospital, but I think we all know what I'm talking about.
I don't remember actually. No, sorry.
No?
It's
When
been like a
he's like-
while. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Where he's like, Asuka wake up, and he's like shaking her, and she's like exposing her fucking tits to her and to him, and he's like,
Wait.
"Oh, I better fucking
that-
jack off."
Isn't that end of Evangelion?
End of Ava.
It's in the rebuild as well.
It's in the
No, it
rebuild
is-
as well? Okay,
Are
perfect.
you
This is great.
sure?
Or is it an End of Eva?
It's
I
in End
don't
of
remember.
Eva. I know it's the
Are
first
you
5
sure?
minutes. That's the one time
Alright,
I don't emotionally, like,
I was-
resonate with Shinji, because real talk, comatose girls aren't my thing.
Oh, they're not? Because
No.
they're totally my thing.
Hey,
You know.
hey, if they don't fight back, it's not rape.
And that's how you get girlfriends, Sean, but
That's how I get my girlfriend. That's how I get all my girls.
you know, you can get to jail for that. That's called rape, right?
No, if
Guys, this
It's
is
like
getting into
I'm-
very, very fucked up territory. People are not going to emotionally
Let's
resonate
move
with us
on.
if this is the
moving
case.
on, guys, let's go. Fuck.
And Brit's just like, what the fuck is going on in this fucking podcast?
Pretty much.
I think this is our best podcast ever. I'm just saying. I think
The
this
honesty is
nuts.
going great, and the tangents are perfect.
That's because I'm drunk.
You're not drunk,
Drunk
shut
Ninith
up.
is best Ninith.
Yeah, I'm totally sober. I've never been drinking before. What's the alcohol? Huh?
Next beer, best
It's like
keep it.
it's like this term in America we like to call white girl wasted. Where you have the girl at the bar who's just sitting around saying, I had one beer, who wants to do me?
Are you calling me a fucking whore, Joey? Because
I did not
I'm
call
gonna
you a
fucking
whore,
slap-
I'm just-
Shit. Fighting- okay, but anyway, back. Anyway.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
laughs
let's-
for a talk about emotionally distressing anime.
Yeah, okay, let's move on. What other emotional distress anime is that to talk about? I thought Kyokai no Kanata would
never
be one
finished
of those
that.
anime, to be honest. But it was a major disappointment.
Everyone I know was very disappointed with that.
I was a lot.
So I started it and I never finished it. I want to go back and finish it at some point, but like I was very disappointed because it has this really cool concept attached to it.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
what series?
exactly.
It has this
Kyokai
whole sense of
Kanata.
lore that's not seen in a show by Kyoto Animation, and then it just turns into a Kyoto Animation show.
Yeah. See, I did not really particularly like it for the first couple of episodes. And episode 6 was just a major throw off for me, and I was about to drop it.
Yeah, I've heard that's pretty much just a
At-
filler episode.
Yeah, it is. They have like idle shit and a very, very annoying, ridiculous antagonist for that episode.
Mhm.
So I was about to drop it then, but I was like, I'll give it a try.
Mhm.
One more chance. I watched it, and I liked the next 3 episodes, which was getting kind of dark. And then they just went back to the Moe route,
Oh, wonderful.
and the ending was just absolutely horrific. Just like, are you fucking kidding me, Q Animation?
Well, you know what? You're gonna piss off at me for this one, but
Yeah.
Moe
It's-
anime, I feel brings an emotional response as well.
What do you mean?
Just for me, sometimes when I watch Moe anime, I see these characters and I just want to protect them. I see them and I'm like, they're fucking adorable, and
You know what? You
innocent
actually
and-
make a really good point with that because
And-
like that's generally like the style very much reciprocates the idea of like, you know, these are really cute characters. So if something happens, you're gonna be touched by what happens.
exactly. From Kaon, even Clannad has that too. They're all cute in Clannad.
Yeah, but if they weren't cute in Clannad, the shit would still hit me like a fucking truck.
It'd still be the same way, but that definitely brings an emotional response to me. Yuri Yuri is another one because there's something about it when you see a cute character who's innocent, you want to protect them, at least. For
And that's a
me.
matter of like, you know, a means of growing attachments to a character or finding like likability or relatability. Maybe not so much relatability there, but likability. Because when something happens to a character you're attached to, you know, you feel it.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's like even if it's just like one moment in a show, there can be times where there's just this one moment that the attachment is completely like affected because something happens. And I'll be honest, I'll be generic as fuck when I say this, but there's one anime like where you just love the main character so much, and so when the ending happens, it may not be the saddest thing, but you still are, you know, you're still affected by it. And a perfect example of that is Cowboy
The
Bebop.
anime.
Like, real talk.
What the fuck just happened right there?
I don't know. Then it just kind of appeared and disappeared. But yeah,
That-
Cowboy Bebop is a great example because it's 2014. Everybody knows how the fuck this anime ends. When it does, though, your first time watching it, it's like it's not the saddest thing ever, but still the effect that what happens
Yeah.
is like, damn, that's rough. Like, it's like the story between the main character and the person he loves so much, and then like what happens at the very end is just kind of over, and you're just like, damn. Because let's be real, Spike is a very likable main character.
I haven't seen Cowboy Bebop.
Dude, it's 2014. What are you
It's
doing?
2014. Get on that shit.
Yo, let
Are
me be
you
honest.
going to
No,
talk? You just recently watched Planet After Story, bitch.
Okay, maybe that's
Oh,
true. It's
you
2014 and
got-
I finally watched Evangelion and Clannad. But real talk, if I can recommend one anime to anybody, even the ones that don't like anime, it's Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
But I have so much fucking else to watch.
Well,
I'm going to watch
should
Cowboy
hop
Bebop
up
at
that.
one point, and Samurai Champloo, whatever. the fuck
Samurai
it's called.
Champloo's good too, but not as good.
Yeah, I'm going to watch both at some point
should
when I
hop-
get the fucking time to it, but I don't right
Should
now.
make a time for it.
You sound so angry.
I am
jeez.
watching. I'm watching fucking JoJo's right now and Technolize and shit. I watch it at some point, right?
I gotcha. Whatever.
Okay. With that, I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, we've covered a lot of things, and, like,
Oh, yeah.
we've tangented to how these emotional things relate to other things, but, yeah, the point is, there is a lot of anime that has that level of, like, attachment to things and emotional feeling, whether it be positive or negative, whether it be happy, sad, grim, or anything like that. It's interesting because it creates a really unique visual or viewing experience. And that's like it's that way with any work of fiction, really. But there's so much anime and so many instances where that happens, it's hard not to mention. So anyways, like he said, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
Wrap it up. Remember,
All right.
remember, kids, always wrap it up.
Oh my god, we're not getting into this. All right.
Let's have that talk at some point.
We're not going to discuss this on a podcast about anime because okay, anyways. As always, we have our lovely people of OtakuVerse. Sean,
I still love sake.
Brittany,
Bye.
Nineth,
Hi guys. See you next time.
and of course, the wonderful Joey right here. So,
Wait, where?
oh,
Aw, so mean.
that emotional response, man. Anyways,
Oh, the feels.
anyways, thanks for listening to us. We hope to see you next time. And again, I apologize about the delays of us doing things. We're all just very busy people. But see you next time. And from OtakuVerse to you, have a wonderful day.